Donald Trump is not handling the questions about his brain very well. He jumped on Truth Social last night and unleashed a poorly written essay, is what I would call it, about how he is the hardest working, smartest, most perfect president ever to live. And you can tell exactly what is going on here. The growing discussions of Donald Trump's cognitive and physical health decline are getting to him. He's rambling about stopping wars and all of this stuff, but then he gets to the core of it, and this is driving him up a wall. Let's take a look at the post. Quote, "There has never been a president that has worked as hard as me. My hours are the longest and my results are among the best. Neither is true. Trump's reportedly working less than 10 to 5. 12 to 5. I've stopped 8 wars, saving many millions of lives in the process. That is untrue. Created the greatest economy in the history of our country. That is very much not true if you look at the job data. Brought business back into the United States at levels never seen before. Simply no evidence of that. Rebuilt our military. Created the largest tax cuts and regulation cuts ever. Closed our open and very dangerous southern border, which the previous administrations were unable to do so. And created an aura around the United States of America that has led every country in the world to respect us more than ever before. None of this crap is true." Trump continues. "In addition to all of that, I go out of my way to do long, thorough, very boring medical examinations at the great Walter Reed National Military Medical Center, seen and supervised by top doctors, all of whom have given me perfect marks." This is where Trump starts ramping up. "Some have even said they have never seen such strong results. I do these tests because I owe it to our country. In addition to the medical, and medical is capitalized for reasons we will never know, I have done something that no other president has done on 3 separate occasions, the last one being recently, by taking what is known as a cognitive examination, something which few people would be able to do very well, including those working at the New York Times. And I aced all 3 of them in front of large numbers of doctors and experts, most of whom I do not know. I have been told that few people have been able to ace this examination. And in fact, most do very poorly, which is why many other presidents have decided not to take it at all. Despite all of this, the time and work involved, the New York Times and some others like to pretend that I am slowing up and maybe not as sharp as I once was, or am in poor physical health, knowing that it is not true, and knowing that I work very hard, probably harder than I have ever worked before. I will know when I am slowing up, but it's not now. After all of the work I have done with medical exams, cognitive exams, and everything else, I actually believe it's seditious and perhaps treasonous for the New York Times and others to consistently do fake reports in order to libel and demean the President of the United States. They are true enemies of the people, and we should do something about it. They have inaccurately reported on my election results and in fact were forced to apologize. Blah, blah, blah. Stop talking about my decline. If you had shared a message like that 11 years ago, before Trump came onto the political scene, saying this will be the post of an American president years from now, no one would have believed you. Trump is saying it's criminal to talk about his cognitive health. Think about the dictatorial delusions that requires. And of course, he's endlessly referencing how frequently he is being cognitively tested. You don't give cognitive tests this regularly to people unless there is a suspected problem. And every time someone mentions, man, Trump seems slower, he seems confused, he's mixing up names, he's forgetting where he is, he comes back with, I identified a camel and I knew that this was a tiger. So I'm completely fine and ready to be president. But then Trump goes to this darker place, which is this could be seditious or treasonous. He says journalists are the enemies of the people. He straight up says we got to do something about it. This is what authoritarian decline looks like. A leader who is insecure. He really wants to be liked. He wants to be seen as smart and attractive. He's obsessed with his image. And he is furious that people are noticing the changes in him. And if Trump were actually confident in his mental state, he wouldn't be writing midnight tantrum manifestos about how great his brain is and how he keeps passing a brain injury test. So yes, the questions about Trump's cognitive decline are landing hard. The meltdown over it and Trump's obsession with the topic is the proof. And that, of course, suggests there is something there. When I was preparing for my last trip to Italy, I didn't want to spend weeks and weeks trying to learn Italian with the typical apps where you get, flashcards and games, and it doesn't really translate to talking to people. And this is why I turned to our sponsor, Babbel. This is a method that works, and it works quickly. And what really stood out to me was just how personalized Babbel feels. The app was instantly adjusted to my level. I wasn't wasting time on things I already knew. And the review system is really good at making sure that things stick. Babbel's lessons come in 10 to 15-minute chunks. I fit that easily into my schedule. I saw the progress. Before I knew it, I was ordering a cappuccino and their version of a croissant. It's a cornetto. Anyway, I was impressing everybody. People loved it. Babbel is not just about memorization. It uses interactive dialogue, spaced repetition, tips that make the learning feel way more natural. Here's a special limited time deal just for my audience. Get up to 60% off your Babbel subscription at babbel.com/Pakman. The link is in the description.